So it's Monday, May the 19th. Our devotional, the word for you today. This is our third day of Get Alone with God. Our scripture passage is Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 4. It says, "When you make a vow to God, do not delay in fulfilling it. He has no pleasure in fools. Fulfill your vow." Now, I don't know if that has a whole lot to do with Get Alone with God, but we're going to focus more on the scripture passage. A vow is what? A vow is a promise. It's a promise you make. Oftentimes, people back up a vow or a promise with words like, "I cross my heart and hope to die." "I swear on a stack of Bibles." "I swear on my mother's life." "I swear by God," or pinky swear. We all have different things that we do that we say, you can believe me, and we try really hard to make sure that they know that they can believe us, like our word isn't good enough. Jesus says in Matthew to let your yes be yes and your no be no. In Judges chapter 11, verses 29 to 40, Judges 11, 29 to 40, there's a man named Jephthah. He's a warrior for Israel. And Israel is in battle with the Ammonites. And it's not looking good. But Jephthah talks to God and he says, "If you will give me this battle, if you will help us to win this battle, I will give you the first thing that comes out of my house, my tent, when we get back." So sure enough, they have the battle. The Israelites defeat the Ammonites. Actually, God defeats the Ammonites. And Jephthah goes home. He's on a high. Everything is great. And as he comes to his home, the first person that comes out of his tent of his home is his only daughter. He had made a vow to God, to give to God. And there's a lot of questions about, was she sacrificed to God? Well, God is totally against human sacrifice. So don't think it was that way at all. Maybe she served in the temple. We don't know what. We don't know exactly how it was. But the rashness of him foolishly making a vow. And sometimes we make promises or vows that we cannot keep. "I promise you nothing will ever hurt you." Well, we can't make that promise. We can't keep that promise. So we need to be careful of the vows and the promises that we make. God tells us to be careful of those. There was a businessman. He was traveling on a plane, and it was the first time he was scared to death to fly on a plane. He was nervous. Everything was going well, and then all of a sudden he felt the plane shudder a little bit. The captain of the plane, pilot of the plane, came over said that the engines on the right side of the plane had stopped. And so they were going to make a smooth landing into the nearest place that they could land. A little bit later, he felt the plane shudder again, and the pilot came on and said, "Now the engines on the left side have quit. So we don't have any engines working. Prepare for impact." So the man is sweating. He's just promising God everything. He says, "God, if you will allow me to survive this crash, I take a solemn vow to give to charity half of all of my possessions." A little bit later, the man feels the plane shudder again. Pilot comes on and says, "It's amazing. All of our engines are now working." Finished the rest of the flight, safe landing. The man couldn't get off that plane fast enough, but there was a man sitting next to him, and he said, excuse me. He said, "I happen to be a pastor, and I heard that promise you made to God, and if you need some charities to direct your possessions to, I'll be happy to help you." The businessman said, "That will not be necessary." Said, "You see, I made a new vow with God. I vowed if I ever got on another plane, he could have it all." Well, sometimes in our rashness, we make promises to God that we really don't have any intent on keeping. We just want to get out of the situation we're in. So when you make a vow to God, be careful. And when you do make a vow to God, do not delay in fulfilling it. God takes no pleasure in fools. So let's not be a fool in our vows. Have a good day.